These 7 SUV models are on the brink of extinction, sales are crashing, and dealerships can't move them fast enough. Number 7 on the list is the Lincoln Nautilus. The Lincoln Nautilus is teetering on the edge of extinction, and the numbers tell a story that's less blockbuster, more slow-motion fade-out. Back in 2021, about 25,000 Americans drove home in a shiny new Nautilus, but by 2024 that number had plummeted to just 10,000, a drop steeper than your morning coffee's temperature when you forget about it. While the Nautilus tried to lure buyers with a price tag that's gently drifted down from $42,000 in 2021 to $40,000 in 2024, the shrinking sticker hasn't managed to halt the exodus. The market, it seems, is just not that into it anymore. With crossovers and SUVs multiplying like rabbits at an all-you-can-eat carrot buffet, the Nautilus is struggling to stand out, and its sales figures are starting to resemble a countdown clock. If the trend continues, the only place you might see a Nautilus soon is in a museum exhibit titled Luxury SUVs. Where are they now? The numbers don't lie, and unless Lincoln pulls off a plot twist worthy of a summer blockbuster, the Nautilus may soon be waving goodbye to American driveways, $40,500 price tag and all. Number 6. Subaru Ascent. The Subaru Ascent is teetering on the edge of extinction in the American SUV jungle, and the numbers tell a story that's less than heartwarming. Back in 2021, Subaru managed to move about 28,000 Ascents off dealer lots, but by 2024 that number had shriveled to just 18,000, a nearly 36% nosedive in sales. Market share has been on a similar diet, dropping from 1.5% to a lean 0.9% over the same period. Meanwhile, the average price of an Ascent has crept up from $33,000 to $35,000, which might sound good on paper, but it's hardly a recipe for mass appeal when buyers are already tightening their belts. The real kicker. Subaru is bleeding cash, an estimated $50 million lost from declining sales, another $30 million burned on marketing and incentives, and $20 million more thanks to rising production costs. With the SUV market more crowded than a Black Friday sale and rivals offering more sizzle for the same or less dough, the Ascent is struggling to stand out. It's not that the Ascent is a bad car, but in a sea of shiny new crossovers, it's become the wallflower at the dance, watching as buyers waltz right past to something flashier or cheaper. Number 5. Nissan Murano. The Nissan Murano is teetering on the edge of extinction in the USA, and the numbers paint a rather dramatic picture. Once upon a time in the early 2010s, the Murano was rolling off lots at a rate of about 50,000 units a year. Fast forward to now, and that number has plummeted to just 18,000, a staggering 64% drop. For a midsize SUV, that's not just a dip, it's a nosedive. The Murano's price tag, ranging from $33,000 to $45,000, hasn't exactly helped it stand out in a crowd where competitors like the Toyota Highlander, Honda Passport, and Hyundai Santa Fe are putting up far more impressive numbers. The Highlander alone is moving about 90,000 units a year, while the Santa Fe, Passport, and Edge are each comfortably selling 2 to 3 times as many Muranos. With buyers flocking to newer, flashier, or simply more popular options, the Murano is left waving from the sidelines, wondering where everyone went. In a market where survival is all about numbers and dollars, the Murano's dwindling sales and stiff competition are pushing it closer and closer to the automotive endangered species list. Number 4. Jeep Renegade. The Jeep Renegade is teetering on the edge of extinction in the US market, and the numbers don't lie. Once a quirky contender in the compact SUV arena, the Renegade now finds itself overshadowed by a flood of competitors offering more bang for the buck. With a starting price north of $25,000, it struggles to justify its cost when rivals pack in more tech and style for similar or even lower prices. Sales have been sliding, reflecting a harsh reality. American buyers want more than just a cute box on wheels, they want value, and the Renegade's charm isn't cutting it anymore. The compact SUV market is brutal, and Jeep's own lineup isn't helping. The Renegade is sandwiched awkwardly between the wildly popular Jeep Compass and the iconic Wrangler, both of which boast stronger sales and more loyal followings. With sales dipping and no major redesign in sight, this quirky compact SUV might soon become a rare sight on American roads, more of a nostalgic memory than a daily driver. In the end, the Renegade's fate is a classic case of being outpriced, outpaced, and out of sync with what today's buyers really want. Number 3. Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross. The Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross is on the brink of extinction, and honestly, it's a bit like that quirky kid in school who never quite fit in. In the fiercely competitive US SUV market, where giants like the Toyota RAV4 and Honda CR-V are gobbling up sales by the hundreds of thousands, the Eclipse Cross is barely making a ripple. To put it in perspective, while the RAV4 sold over 400,000 units in the US in recent years, the Eclipse Cross limped along with sales hovering around a mere 10,000 annually. Ouch. Now, why is this happening? For starters, the price tag doesn't help. Starting at around $25,000, it's not exactly a bargain basement deal, especially when you can get more popular models with better reputations for just a few grand more. Buyers want value, and the Eclipse Cross struggles to convince them it's worth the investment. With fewer places to buy or service the car, it's no wonder people are steering clear. So, unless Mitsubishi pulls a rabbit out of its hat with a major revamp or a price drop, the Eclipse Cross might just become a collector's item for those who appreciate the underdog story. Number 2. Ford Edge. The Ford Edge is teetering on the edge of extinction, and it's not just because everyone suddenly wants a pickup. In 2024, Ford sold just over 85,000 Edges in the US, a sharp drop from its heyday when annual sales regularly topped 130,000. That's a 35% plunge, which in car speak is like showing up to a marathon and realizing you left your shoes at home. Blame it on the SUV arms race. Newer, shinier rivals like the Hyundai Santa Fe and Honda Passport are elbowing the Edge out of the spotlight, often offering more features for less cash. Speaking of cash, the Edge's starting price hovers around $39,000, and with inflation making even fast food feel like fine dining, that sticker shock is real. Ford itself is shifting gears, pouring billions into electric vehicles and leaving the Edge to quietly fade into the background. With the Bronco Sport and Escape fighting for the same buyers, it's clear the Edge is stuck in a corporate traffic jam, and there's no off-ramp in sight. In a world where every dollar counts and every SUV is trying to be the next big thing, the Ford Edge is running out of road, and reasons for buyers to stick around. Number 1. Chevrolet Blazer. The Chevrolet Blazer is teetering on the edge of extinction in the US market, and the numbers tell a grim tale. Once a respectable player with nearly 95,000 units sold in 2020, the gas-powered Blazer has seen its sales nosedive to just over 52,000 units in 2024, a drop that would make any CEO sweat. The first quarter of 2025 continued this downward slide, with only 14,000 units sold, down 13% from the same period in 2024. This decline isn't just a blip, it's a trend that GM can't ignore. The root cause: GM's strategic pivot to electric vehicles. The Ramos Ares plant in Mexico, where the gas Blazer is assembled, is shifting gears to produce only EVs, including the Blazer EV and Equinox EV. This means the gas-powered Blazer will be axed after the 2025 model year in North America, leaving no two-row midsize gas SUV under the Chevy badge. The move is also a financial play, focusing on EVs aligns with tightening emissions regulations and future-proofing GM's lineup, even if it means saying goodbye to a once popular model. So the Blazer's gas-powered days are numbered, making room for a cleaner, quieter future, whether fans like it or not. And with this, we have reached the end of this video. Make sure to like it and subscribe the channel for future upcoming videos.